Hello, this is Giggles and Gratitude. I'm Dena.
And I'm Tia.
Happy Sunday, Tia.
Happy Sunday.
I'd like to start a new tradition where you say the date since I get the century wrong sometimes. So today is
May 26, 2024.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. All day.
All day long. Memorial Day weekend is this weekend. Tomorrow, Monday, is actually Memorial Day. And Memorial Day commemorates all the women and men who have died while in military service. And it's always observed in the last Monday in May. So on Memorial Day, I think about picnics and sales and things like that. But technically, that's not what it's about. You don't want to wish anyone a happy Memorial Day, according to this website, because it's not a happy day. It's a solemn occasion.
Right.
Those people have lost their loved ones. You don't thank a current service member. I think a lot of us do that, and it's not about the living service member. So that's incorrect etiquette. You don't forget about the purpose of the holiday. It's not about sales, like I said. And you don't disregard it. Some people say, I'm off Monday. Yeah. And you have a picnic for your family, and you come over, and you have the red, white, and blue tablecloth and the little flags, but you never, okay, let's acknowledge what this is about. We're all guilty of that. And this is just according to the Memorial Day website. It's kind of a guide, so don't disregard it in importance. Don't forget it exists. And don't let politics keep you from respecting it. It makes no difference whether you disagree with going to war or why the United States went to that particular war or the policies of the current president. For almost 2 centuries, Americans' defense forces have stood up for the nation's citizens and their interest. So we just want to thank those who have lost their loved ones, who sacrificed them to keeping us safe.
Right, those who served, for sure.
Absolutely. Do you have anybody in your family or friend circle that was lost to a war at all?
No one that I know of.
Yeah,
I have plenty of family members that were in the war. Have been in wars. Mm-hmm. Now I had to make that plural. But by the grace of God, they came out and didn't die in the wars.
Right. Yeah, both my parents were in military service, but fortunately they lived to tell about it. So we do thank you guys. And I am guilty of having the picnic and going to the white sales.
Okay.
I do.
I've never thought about, Memorial Day sale.
Really? And you're the coupon queen.
I know, but I've just never thought about, I don't know.
Well, that's good. That's good that you haven't. So, no, seriously, we're laughing, but we're serious. Thank you so much for those who sacrifice their loved ones for us. That's
absolutely. All
right, Tia, I kind of wanted to follow up to last week. It's Giggles and Gratitude. I talked about, I don't want to blame you for this, but you were kind of stuck in here with me and had to listen to me talk about. You tried to save me from myself, but I've had that terrible head cold crud situation that lingered and lingered and lingered. And I had asked you, because we do talk about God here and biblical things, and I wanted to know if it was okay to question God, something about God. And you said, well, sure, it's okay to question God. I didn't say criticize God. I just, maybe you would have had a different answer if I said criticize God. But I talked about how he made the body so amazing and all the things, the functions it does. But the elimination of bacteria in your sinuses.
Mucus.
Mucus.
Let's say it.
Yeah, we're grown up. We can say that.
Yes.
It's not my favorite, but the elimination process of mucus, when you have a cold, I had a little bone to pick because it's so disgusting.
Uh-huh.
It looks so disgusting. Why? And you said, well, anything that is eliminated from the body is disgusting.
Pretty much, yes.
And I said, well, kind of smell like baby powder, have glitter, a poof of glitter, or all that kind of stuff. Well, as soon as we turned off the microphone, we figured out why. We continued the conversation because you were like, I can't believe you said that. And we continued. So do you remember what we decided is the reason why things that come out of your body are stinky and disgusting?
Because that's the way we would know that we have an infection or something.
Yeah. And so we don't play with it.
Yes.
We don't make crafts with it or Put it in a
Right. And
recipe.
nobody wants to play with excrement. I mean,
Well,
just for fun.
some people do it.
No.
They are mentally challenged.
Okay.
I'll cut that out. Yeah, you're right. It's a way to know that there's something wrong going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also so you know that you don't want to, especially like children. You know, it's like children don't know any better, but when something's disgusting, it triggers your body to know that this is not a good thing. It smells bad. It's foul.
Right.
I should not make contact with it or make crafts from it or use it in a recipe.
No, you didn't.
If it was glittery, you might make a craft out of it. So I get it now. God,
Somebody
good work.
out there
good
help
work.
me.
You're backing yourself into the corner over there. But people were probably yelling at us. That's why, that's the reason why God made it that way. He knew what he was doing.
Yes, he certainly did.
I forgot to ask you, too. Last week, Sunday was Mother's Day. And you're a stepmother. I'm a dog mother. You're a dog mother. Did you score anything for Mother's Day after I left?
No.
You did that nod no thing again.
Wait a minute. Yes, I did. I got something from my niece.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I got a dozen pink roses.
Oh, yes. I saw them. They're beautiful.
I know. I did. And my husband's, he sent me a text. We're in the same house, but he said, Happy Mother's Day from me, and then he named our 4 dogs.
Aww.
Well, okay, we were in the same house.
Yeah, because so he could have just told you that.
Yes. For fun. Yep.
Well, if you listen to our past, something about our differences, his difference is communicating than you. He communicated through a text where you would have communicated, come downstairs and said it face to face. So.
No, I get him a card and everything. I mean, because he's a father of children.
Yes.
I mean, he has children, grown children, but and so, yes.
Yeah. Well, I didn't score anything either. I'm just a dog mom. Boogie didn't get me a thing. And I thought about it. I thought, well, he doesn't have thumbs. He can't drive.
Right.
And he sure doesn't have a credit card. So, I mean, what can he do? What's he going to do? So, I'm really not ever expecting to get anything from Boogie.
From Boogie? I don't know. I don't think so.
No, it's not going to happen. But, I mean, he wakes me up with that love, that curling up under my chin, and that makes it worth it.
Oh, gosh, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think his brother, Blessing, that you have, they do the same thing where they lay across your neck. You feel like you're choking, but it's wonderful.
Blessing is a lot larger than Boogie. So
True.
Yes, okay. He is, I think, trying to choke me out. I mean, with love, all the love in his heart.
Yeah. Kill you with love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what Blessing did.
Yes, please.
Greg and I went out. I don't remember where we went, but we were gone for maybe a couple of hours. So when I got back, I thought, what is those little wood chips on my dining room rug? And so I went over there to get them, and I was thinking, oh, he's brought something in from outside. Then I just happened to look at the chair that's in the head of my dining room table, and there's these like strings hanging out. He literally ripped the whole underneath of one of my dining room chairs.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so I panicked, and so Greg said, oh, I can fix it. And so we went in and got it in the garage, and he got a stapler, and so I was pulling the material, and I said, we need to use some, like tape or something so he won't do this again. I don't know why he's doing that. He does not do things like that, and I don't know. But today, I went outside, and I was like, wonder if this is black tape that Greg put on the bottom of that chair. It was outside.
Oh, no.
And there was 2 staples on my dining room rug.
He wants something. He wants
There's
to do that
something in it.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I wonder if somebody at your big Christmas dinner dropped a piece of ham down in the cushion of
There's
between
no
the back.
way. you know how those chairs are?
Yeah.
They're armless. They got high backs. But there's no way that anything could get down in there unless, I don't know, somebody packed a pack of chiclets in the bottom of the chair when they were making it from the factory.
Oh. Why chiclets? Where did you come up with
Are you
chiclets?
being serious?
Yeah.
Do you know what chiclets are?
Yeah, they're like the square gum,
Okay.
right?
Well, you know,
There's a little
you know,
random thing.
every time you get something like a piece of furniture or like a purse or whatever, they come with those little bags of,
Oh,
okay.
What do you call it where it soaks up the moisture?
Yes.
Oh.
To keep, I don't know what they're called, but there was a comedian that says, please do not eat these. And he goes, who would have thought that they were ordering something that would come with a pack of chiclets? So now I'm thinking,
That's so funny.
I probably need to open the bottom of the chair and see if there's a packet of chiclets or some kind of something that they did at the factory. I mean, those chairs are only like 3 years old.
How funny. It's called desiccant packs. Desiccant. I figure people were yelling at us, desiccant. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, and I think those are dangerous for dogs too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you should have seen your face. You went, why did you say chiclet?
I thought you knew something I didn't know. Like they always give you free chiclets in your furniture, and I've never heard. I've been like, go tear up my furniture. I don't even know if they make chiclets anymore.
Oh, I don't think they do. But I used to love them.
Funny. Well, I wonder why, blessing, like I say, seriously, why he's doing that, because he's a year old now, and unless he's just angry when you leave.
But you've seen the box of toys.
I know, he's got plenty to chew on.
I know. And he brought, obviously, something from outside in. Now I'm thinking, am I just going to have to be like I was in elementary school, and you know how you used to have to take your chair and sit up on your desk?
Oh, yeah, flip
down.
it up, yeah,
okay.
like your restaurant's closed.
And, my dining room window, of course, stays open when we're gone. So anybody that passes, like, probably go, why did they have all the
Well, her kitchen's closed. She's not going to be serving anymore tonight. Well, well, you could do it to like vacuum under it, you know. Well, I wonder, I'm trying to think what your chair looks like. What if he's got a drug sniffing skill, and those chairs came from another country, and they're actually drugs inside that one particular chair?
That are like that, because the other 4 are different chairs. He's not ever. Now, he did take labels off of all of them when he was little.
Boogie loves to tear labels off. I think you might need to take that chair apart and see what's in there. If it continues. Report back and let us know what is in that chair.
No, you're going to be in on it. I can assure you.
All right. Last week also, to follow up, I was in my backyard, in case somebody didn't listen, with my dog, and I heard a loud buzz. I looked around, didn't know what it was, and there was a drone over my head, about 6 feet over my head, obviously looking at me, zeroing in on me and my dog, and I kind of waved at it after I got over my shock, and then it just whipped away like a spaceship. So I was listening to a radio show today, and the guy, they live in California, the guy lives in California, lives in a nice house, nice neighborhood, and he was talking about all the robberies in the houses there. You know, these big mansions, they're going in and getting, just wiping things out as soon as the people leave. He said what they're doing is they're sending drones out to case the place. Mm-hmm. To make sure there's nobody there, but they also look in windows to see what kind of cars they have, where's the back door. They can just buzz around the top. So I thought,
that is freakish. I just saw a show about that.
Really?
Yes, the night before last.
What, like a television show?
Documentary about how they were casing places of people, not just in California, but any place that the subdivisions, everything, were mega millionaires or billionaires.
Yeah. They probably have like a gate too, and security and all that, so they can safely figure out what the situation is. Oh my gosh, that's scary.
And it's very scary.
So I immediately thought of me, and then I thought, well, they zoomed in on me in my pajamas.
And they were like, this is a YouTube person instead of...
Yeah, they were like, we don't want to mess with this house, this person. There's nothing here. We might bring her drop some cash on her as we go back in. But seriously, that's really creepy to think about. It really is. Drones should be used for fun. So, anyway, when I heard that, I thought, oh, I want to tell Tia, but you already knew it. So that's a trend, apparently.
It is.
Scary.
It's a scary trend, actually.
I made the perfect omelet. I wanted to share that. Off topic a little bit. Well, in my opinion, it was. Do you ever make omelets?
Sometimes.
I mean, okay, here's what I do. I'm going to make an omelet my whole life. Until, I guess it was Sunday last week. I can't remember when it was. It was one day last week. I tell my mom, I'm going to make an omelet today. And I get peppers and onions, cut them up. I cook them in butter, get them kind of soft. I get me some shredded cheese. I transfer the peppers and onions out. I put the egg in. I let it cook. I start to turn it over. And I say, we're having scrambled eggs instead with some peppers and onions. Every single time, I can't flip it over. So, this time, I thought, what I'm doing is I'm trying to turn it over too soon before it's cooked all the way through. It's got like the raw egg in the top, like in the center part. It's not, but then I'll burn the bottom. So I thought, all right. And I'm sure you know this trick, but it just occurred to me. I took a spatula, gently lifted up the cooked edge, tilted the skillet so that the raw egg that's in the middle drained down underneath and cooked where it was touching the surface of the skillet. And you can tear the edge of that omelet is like a little moth wing. That's how, you can stare at a moth hard enough and it'll just turn into dust. It's just, have you ever tried to save, you always save bugs and take them outside. You cannot save a moth and take it outside. Because when you pick it up, it just turns into ashes in your
It's like a Krispy Kreme donut. It just dissolves.
Exactly. Not exactly the same as a donut and a moth, but they're not interchangeable.
They dissipate.
They do. They dissolve.
See?
I don't understand what a moth, I think a moth lives like a day or 3
We're
days.
talking about an omelet.
I know, but I'm like, that's something I do want to ask God about. Like, what is a moth for? Mucus and moths. When I get to, if I get to heaven at this rate, I'm not too sure.
I am going to have to go in prayer right now for me to be able to get through the show. I'm not kidding.
So anyway, I treated it like I took the spatula and was very carefully lifted up, tilted the raw egg, and did it all the way around until there was no raw egg on the top of the. Then I took the peppers and onions, put them on one side, flipped it.
Bang.
It was bam, and it was not too brown. I didn't overcook. It was just the perfect timing. And I used a small. Sometimes I use a big skillet. You have to use the size skillet. You want the whole omelet open.
Right.
Yeah. So see, you knew all these things, and I sprinkled a little shredded cheese, and it was.
Okay.
Perfection.
So did you let your mom have some of it?
I actually made it for her. I
Oh.
did. Usually I do that, and you say, "Would she like it?" I'm like, "Oh no, I ate it." Like my zucchini that I ate all.
Okay, so you made it for her.
I made it for her, but I didn't tell her this time because usually I'll say, "I'm going to make you an omelet." And she'll say, "Oh, yum," and then I'll say, "No, I'm making you scrambled eggs." Sorry, plan changed because it didn't work. This time I thought, I'm not going to say it, so I surprised her, and she's like, "This is really."
I think that's the key right there. Don't ever tell her.
Yeah,
And
just
it'll
like
turn out perfect every single time.
Might be it. But I mean, are you a good omelet maker?
I guess I am one. I make them. I haven't made an omelet in forever.
Yeah,
Because, I usually eat boiled eggs.
that's right.
I like omelets when I'm traveling.
Like somebody else to make your omelet.
Yeah, and watch them do it.
Yeah,
'Cause
put all
you
that
can
stuff in
pick,
it. Oh,
like
yeah.
whatever. But see, I'm not like you because I would not put peppers or onions in my omelet. Like I
put
love
M&Ms.
mushrooms.
Okay.
M&Ms.
M&Ms and chiclets.
No.
I know you're not a veggie fan. So what is your ideal omelet?
I like ham and cheese and mushrooms.
Ooh, that sounds yum. You just don't like green things in there.
Well, not in my omelet.
Okay.
But I eat green things.
I know. You eat broccoli. That's good.
I know.
And what they do with those big pans, they do like a trifold. I don't think I could ever do not a trifold, a double fold. You know, so almost like a burrito looking. Yes.
No, there's no way I could do that ever.
It's a real art. It's a real skill. What's on your mind today?
Chiclets.
Yeah, apparently.
No, but I can bring us back to like around a Sunday, maybe.
Please.
Okay,
Get us back on track again. Well, that was our giggles portion of the show.
No,
let's do
I'm
some
sure
gratitude.
we're not finished with the giggles. Okay. This is by Dr. Jeremiah.
Oh, we love him here.
And Walking with Jesus.
He has
his
a new book
devotional.
coming out.
Yeah, yes, he always has got books coming out. He's good. Okay, this one is entitled The Grand Irony.
Okay.
And I think the grand irony of a omelette and a moth. Kidding. Okay. Our technology has eclipsed our psychology. Is it a coincidence or just a grand irony that loneliness has spiked just as our media became social, our technology became personal, and our machines learned to recognize our faces? Andy Crouch asks a question in his book, The Life We're Looking For. Every morning, millions of people check their phones and social media, then go into their day with little true human interaction. They retire at night after checking their phones again and fall asleep with a hunger in their souls for love and significance. Is that you? We all need to improve the craft of cultivating our friendships. To whom can we be friendly with today? But remember, there's also a divine friend who sticks closer than a brother. When you feel no one cares about you, remember God loved you before you were born. Put technology and psychology aside for a moment and offer a doxology of praise to Him. But you know something? It's kind of almost sad because people really do not have a whole lot of human contact because we can communicate with every person around the world, but we leave our homes and don't even really talk to anyone.
We don't know our neighbors.
Right.
I mean, I'm only speaking for myself. We don't know our neighbors as well. We sit at a traffic light without, there's people on either side of us. We don't even think about, if we're honest, we get on our phones at our red lights, even though we're not supposed to.
Okay, speak for yourself.
Oh, you don't do
And
it.
I hope the police officer is listening to this, because that's another big wrong.
Oh, that police officer that yelled at me about rolling through a stop thing.
Yes. And you were mad and said, well, I thought being a neighbor should just go unnoticed.
Yeah, it's a lawless neighborhood. Once you enter this block, it's lawlessness.
It's totally not. But I just appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I like that. I agree with that too. It is sad, but we're all guilty of it. It's like we kind of act like it's everybody but us that does that. But you maintain a lot of human contact.
Well,
you make an effort
because
to.
I don't get on. So I don't check my phone. I don't check it a lot during the day, and I certainly don't check it. I don't ever really look at my phone in the morning unless I've set an alarm on it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's great.
That's
the first thing I do when I wake up. Grab
Do
that
you
phone.
really?
Yeah, I have it laying on the bed beside me, and I grab it up and start scrolling. I do.
I don't know.
It's true. That's true what you said. And I did see where David Jeremiah had is it Victorious, I think? I'll put a link to his new book, but I saw there was a new one coming out today. And it may be out. You said he writes a lot of them.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
And I listen
like
to
that.
him a lot.
All right. Anything else?
Yes, I've got this is Jesus calling, though.
Okay.
Okay. When your sins weigh heavily upon you, come to me. Confess your wrongdoing, which I know all about before you even say a word. Stay in the light of my presence, receiving forgiveness, cleansing, and healing. Remember that I have clothed you with my righteousness, so nothing can separate you from me. Whenever you stumble or fall, I am there to help you up. Man's tendency is to hide from his sin, seeking refuge in the darkness. There he indulges in self-pity, denial, self-righteousness, blaming, and hatred. But I am the light of the world, and my illumination decimates the darkness. Come close to me and let my light envelop you, driving out the darkness and permeating you with my peace. And I think that's what a lot of people do. It's like we can't hide anything from God, period. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of silly to think.
You withdraw and say, poor pitiful me, and
right,
all this happened to me, rather than just ask for the guidance and ask for the help.
The repentance. Just repent and then step into the light, because in the light there is no darkness.
Yeah, exactly. Only thing that can drive out darkness is light.
Is the light. Exactly.
Yeah. I like both of those too. Those are great. Well, if you don't have anything else, we want to save time for tea time, and I wanted to mention what today is. So do you have anything else you'd like to say before tea time?
No. What is today?
Today is our 100th episode.
What?
Of our podcast.
What?
Yes.
What?
Woo, woo, woo! Pew, pew, fireworks. Pew, pew, pew. Does it feel like 100 episodes to you?
No. No, not at all.
It feels more like 47 to me.
47?
Yeah, I don't know. It just, for some reason, feels like 47.
Well, I guess if I'm honest, I think it feels like 53.
53. Okay.
No, I just want to say that because you said 47. No, it does not at all seem like 100. None.
If I think about doing 100 episodes, that makes me feel like I'm tired, but I'm not tired. I'm still excited about it, and I feel like there's so much more to cover, so much more topics to talk about. And
with you, honey, there's all kinds of topics that most of us don't even think about until you'll bring up.
And you're helping too, so that's great. Just out of curiosity, I Googled how many podcasts make it to 20 episodes, just to see where we stand. Mm-hmm. Two goofy Southern ladies here. What are we doing? Do we know what we're doing? And there's a lot of podcasts out there. Whoa. Millions. 90% of them don't get past episode 3.
What?
Yep. Two friends get together like us. Oh, wouldn't it be fun to do a podcast? They get the equipment. They talk the first time. They get together the second time. Maybe they're like, I can't do it this week because, I got to go travel for Jimmy's soccer game and all that. And we don't get together. We don't get together. We get back together to do the third. And then we're like, I don't really have anything else to say.
90%.
90%. Of the remaining 10%, because if we're doing math, 100% minus 90% is 10%.
What?
Are you following me?
Absolutely, I am.
I'm just kidding. It's me. Of the remaining 10%, 90% of that 10% don't make it to episode 20. So we're still in there, Tia. We've got 20. So if you get to episode 21 or more, you're in the top 1% of podcast producers. Now, that doesn't mean getting the most listens, but
right.
We're in the top 1% of producers out of millions. I mean, that's something to be excited about.
No, that's amazing to me. I mean, I'm just like stunned.
The reality is most people quit when something doesn't work instantly or they don't see these massive results instantly. There are 475,493 total. There are millions of podcasts all over the world, but there are 475,493 total independent podcasts. They're not being sponsored by a company. Mm-hmm. Like, Joe Rogan, he's got the #1 podcast, but he's owned by, I'm not sure what company owns him, but there are a lot of podcast companies that pay you a salary and say, here's what you're going to talk about. And
wow.
You come in. We are independent. So, very independent.
We're extremely independent.
So, there are 475,493 total independent-based podcasts with more than one episode. So, that's what they're counting. If you have at least one episode, you're considered a podcast. And you're still up because you've got that one podcast up, whether you ever do another one again. only 118,951 are active. This means that only 25% of possible future actively established podcasts are active. So we can say there's millions of podcasts, but only 25% of podcasts that are up with an episode are still active. Podcasts have a 94.77% chance of failure. As far as listens per episode, Tia, we are in the top 50% of the 5 million podcasts out there, But we're still in there. We're still in the 50%. And I'm grateful for that,
I am too.
The average podcast, the lifespan of a podcast is 174 days. And this is from November. So the average lifespan, 174 days, before I guess somebody just quits and takes it down. They get rid of all the evidence that they ever had a podcast. So our 365th day of podcasting will be this Wednesday. Our Yikes episode will be our actual year. We released our first episode May 30th, 2023.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprising with all this. Now, we had our year-end episode at the end of December because technically we wanted to start a new season when the new year started. We're trying to catch up to get even to, change our seasons every year. But literally, to use a word you love, and it's true in this case, it's been 365 days this Wednesday.
Wow.
So we'll do something special for that. So, again, I'm grateful. Our podcast hasn't failed because we're not quitters.
No, we're not.
We're not quitters. And I Googled, when should you quit a podcast? Just to see what it said. It said, explodingtopics.com, just to give them credit, says the short answer to that is you should quit when you're no longer passionate about the content that you're producing. And I still feel passionate about it. What about yourself?
I totally think that we're passionate about our content. It's just some things you bring up, I'm just like, wow.
I go off track occasionally.
Well, no, I'm the one that goes squirrels. But I've worked on that. I really have.
Yeah, we both try to improve, and Tia and I are going to put our heads together after this last 365th day, and we may change some things up. We'll discuss how we can improve, because you can always improve. You can always learn.
Always.
And, I listen and I edit and I think, why did I do that again? We're so critical of ourselves. And I'm sure you guys have things that you hate about us. And complain about. Or maybe you're not even listening anymore, so you're not hearing me say this. But I have podcasts I listen to and I think, why does she do that? But I like the podcast. I'll still listen and think, I hate that about. We all have our weird idiosyncrasies. And
right.
We're self-conscious about it. But, yeah, we're going to put our heads together and try to make it better. Get better and better and better for you guys. Work on our YouTube channel and do some fun videos for you. And
if we don't fall and kill ourselves.
We're going to try to do some acrobatics.
Yes.
All right. So, I'm still in it if you're still in it, Tia.
I'm in it.
Okay.
I'm in it to win it.
And I'm still having fun. And that's what we said. As long as we're still having fun. So, hope you guys are having fun too. Listening. Any suggestions we're open to. And criticisms. I'm willing to hear the criticisms and suggestions.
Oh, I think we learn from criticism.
We do.
So that's huge.
All right. Well, let's leave some time for Tia time. Thank you guys for supporting us for 100 episodes, for a year almost.
Yes.
And sending us your feedback. We love you guys. I love you, Tia.
I love you.
Yay. My Tia pet.
Tia.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a great Sunday. Tia time's next.
Bye. Bye. Okay, today Tia's time is Finding Joy in the Everyday. The author is unknown. Here we go. To all my female friends 50 years and up, most of us are aging through the next phase of our lives. We're at the age where we see wrinkles, gray hair, and extra pounds. We see cute 25-year-olds and reminisce, but we were also 25, just as they will one day be our age. We aren't those girls in their summer clothes anymore. What they bring to the table with their youth and zest, we bring our wisdom and experience. We have raised families, run households, paid the bills, dealt with diseases, sadness, and everything else that life has assigned to us. Some of us have lost those that we were the nearest and dearest to us. We are survivors. We are warriors in the quiet. We are women like the fine wine or a classic car. Even if our bodies aren't what they once were, they carry our souls, our courage, and our strength. We shall enter this chapter in our lives with humility, grace, and pride over everything we have been through, and we should never feel bad about getting older. It is a privilege that is denied to so many. Well, that makes me want to cry. Because we have been through, and we always talk about, golly, it was so much fun to be young, but the thing of it is, I'm still young in my heart, and I think we're only as old as what we allow ourselves to be and think we are. Sometimes our body fails, and we just have to deal with that. But I do think that we all have wisdom, and I do think it would be advantageous for the younger generation to maybe seek us out and ask us questions because we've been through it. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, blessed week, and I hope this touched some of you all.